Good morning, everyone. We have a full house in the boardroom. I know you all may not be able to see it streaming, so I'm going to try this one more time. Good morning, everyone. It is a joyous Monday morning. I am calling this organizational meeting on July 1st, 2024 to order. The next item on our agenda is going to be a moment of silence. Thank you. The next item on our agenda is the oath of office. We have 4 board members who will be taking the oath this morning: Millicent Rogers, Jessica Carter-Alton, and our incoming board members, Mr. Wendell Tabb and Joy Harrell. We have Judge Josephine Davis, who will be leading us in the oath today. I'll ask you all, Judge Davis will call you in order, and you all can step over right here, Judge Davis, to the podium, and we'll get started.
Good morning to the board. Thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to administer the oath, and I will administer the oath in the order that Chair Umstead just called. And so if we could first have Ms. Millicent Rogers. Ms. Rogers, if you can place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. And I'm going to ask that you repeat after me. I, state your name, please. Do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as a member of the Board of Education for the Durham Public Schools. That in the discharge of said duties, I will fairly and diligently consider all issues coming before the Board of Education so that every student is provided with an equal opportunity. An opportunity to learn, and so that each school provides an environment in which every student is encouraged and can reasonably be expected to realize his or her maximum educational potential without regard to their or my place of residence within Durham County. So help me God. Congratulations once again. Thank you for your willingness to serve. And at this time, it is my pleasure to administer the oath to Jessica Carter-Alton. And if you could place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. I, please state your name, do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution of laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as a member of the Board of Education for the Durham Public Schools. That in the discharge of said duties, I will fairly and diligently consider all issues
fairly and diligently
coming before the Board of Education
for the Board of Education.
so that every student is provided with an equal opportunity,
Every student
an opportunity to learn,
opportunity to learn
and so that each school provides an environment in which every student is encouraged and can reasonably be expected to realize his or her maximum educational potential without regard to their or my
their or my
place of residence within Durham County. So help me God. Thank you so much. Congratulations. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to swear in the two new board members. And first, we will have Mr. Wendell Tabb. Good morning, Mr. Tabb. If you can place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. At this time, I will administer the oath. I, please state your name, do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain
Solemnly
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of my office as a member of the Board of Education
of my office as a member of the
for the Durham Public Schools,
for the Durham Public School.
that in the discharge of said duties,
And the discharge of said duties,
I will fairly and diligently consider all issues
I will fairly and diligently
coming before the Board of Education
coming before the Board of Education,
so that every student is provided with an equal opportunity
so that every student is provided
to learn,
to learn,
and so that each school provides an environment
so that each school provides an environment
in which every student is encouraged
in which every student is encouraged
and can reasonably be expected to realize
and can reason
his or her maximum educational potential
his or her maximum educational
without regard to their or my
without regard to their or my
place of residence within Durham County.
place or residence within Durham.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Tabb. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, it is my pleasure to now administer the oath for our newest board member, Ms. Joy Harold Goff. Yes, ma'am. If you can place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. I, please state your name,
I, Joy Harrell,
do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain
do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution and laws
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
as a member of the Board of Education
as a member of the Board of Education,
for the Durham Public Schools,
Durham Public Schools,
that in the discharge of said duties,
that in the discharge of said duties,
I will fairly and diligently consider all issues
fairly and diligently consider all
coming before the Board of Education
coming before the Board of Education,
so that every student is provided with an equal opportunity
so that every student is provided with an equal opportunity,
and opportunity to learn,
an opportunity to learn,
and so that each school provides an environment
and so that each school provides an environment
in which every student is encouraged
in which every student is encouraged
and can reasonably be expected
and can reasonably be expected
to realize his or her maximum educational potential
to realize his or her maximum education
without regard to their or my place of residence
without regard to their or my place of residence
within Durham County.
within Durham County.
So help me God.
So, God.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mr. Tab and Ms. Harrell. We are excited to welcome you all to the dais and look forward to all the work we're going to do together. I do want to give, if you want to have an opportunity to share any words with folks before we transition to our next order of business. Mr. Tab.
Absolutely. As a theater artist and educator, be careful giving me a mic. So now I get to say some things that I really, really need to say that's on my heart as I take this seat. It's very important. So bear with me just for a moment, but I think it is something that needs to be said for the city of Durham at the point that we're in right now. To my esteemed colleagues and cherished members of our community, today marks a turning point in our shared journey, a journey that binds us all through a deep and abiding commitment to the future of our children. I am entrusted with the immense responsibility of serving on this school board, and I'm filled with profound gratitude and an overwhelming sense of duty. Thank you, Chair Umstead and the school board members for sharing of this wonderful opportunity of service. I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to my family and my friends for their unwavering support throughout my educational journey, which has brought me to this seat on the school board. To my wife, Duchess, who is a teacher, to my son, Emmanuel, a graduate of North Carolina Central University and a recent graduate of Duke University, and my two sisters, Blondell, who is an administrator at a community college, and my sister, Cynthia, who is a retired educator, for your encouragement, your advice, and belief in my vision has been instrumental in this journey. From attending events and spreading the word to offering a listening ear and words of wisdom, your contribution has made all the difference. I am deeply grateful for your dedication and support, which has fueled my determination to advocate for our students and community. Thank you for standing by me every step of the way. I am profoundly grateful to my extended family, my aunts and my uncles and my cousins that are here, and to my friends that I see in the audience for their unwavering support throughout my educational career. Your encouragement and belief in my vision has been a constant source of strength, and I thank you. To my campaign manager who's standing over there, Ron Hunter, thank you for the incredible work that you had done with the campaign and for assembling an incredible campaign team. I extend my heartfelt thanks for your tireless efforts and dedication. Your hard work, your strategic insight, and unwavering commitment has been pivotal to the success of this school board journey. And to my colleagues in education and my school colleagues in administration, I am deeply grateful for your support and collaboration over the years, which has greatly contributed to my growth and my success. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the community organizations for their unwavering commitment to educational issues and the best outcomes for our children. Your dedication and advocacy have made a profound difference in shaping a brighter future for our students. Thank you to my brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated who are in the audience, and all members of the Divine Nine for your steadfast commitment to community service and scholastic achievement for our students. And to the following organizations in support of our schools and my journey, I want to say thank you to the SS Renaissance, the Alpha Tau Boulay, the Triangle North Carolina Park chapter of the Lynx Incorporated, the Durham, North Carolina chapter of the Lynx Incorporated. Thank you. Your many years of encouragement and support have been invaluable to the community of Durham and beyond. And to all the organizations that endorsed my campaign, I extend my heartfelt thanks. Your belief in my vision for school safety and security, for mental health and wellness, teacher and staff retention and recruitment, literacy skills enhancement, and funding for new and renovated facilities is deeply appreciated. Your endorsement of these priorities exemplifies a collaborative spirit aimed at improving Durham public schools. Thank you to our faith-based organizations for rendering tutoring and after-school programs that move our district in the right direction. And thank you to all of the supporters who are here and who are watching online, and all the people who supported me in my campaign and encouraged me to stay steadfast in this journey. I thank you. And to the Durham community who has supported me for over 30 years, I cannot thank you enough for your commitment to excellence in education and the advancement of our children. This educational journey would not have been possible without the thousands of students that I taught and the parents who entrusted me with the education of their children and their family members. I extend a special thank you to each one of them, near and far. You are the reason I have kept the faith and will continue to advocate for all students. As I take this seat, every decision that I make is to make things right for children. I take this seat in honor of my late mother, Lucinda Massenberg Tabb, who would be extremely proud of me on this day because she knew God's purpose for me before I knew it. It was the teaching of my mother, a caring and committed teacher herself, who encouraged me to become a strong educator. So I thank you to my mom and to my late dad for never giving up on me. And so in my 35 years of education, I have never given up on children. As I sit on this dais, know that I will never, ever give up on the success of children. I look forward to working with our newly selected superintendent, Dr. Anthony S. Lewis, and members of this school board to make this district the #1 school district globally. Students are among our most vulnerable and precious members of our society. And as I was sworn in and placed my hand on my mother's Bible, I was always reminded of an important scripture which says, "Truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers, you did it to me." Students are the least in the sense that they depend on us, the adults, to provide their needs and guide them. When our children go hungry and thirsty, will we stand ready? When our children need their schools to be places where they feel safe and loved and respected and accepted, will we stand ready? When restored mental health requires listening to our children and being present in their lives, will we stand ready? And when children are trapped in circumstances beyond their control, like poverty, abuse, neglect, and systemic injustices, will we stand ready? And when we look into the eyes of children who need our kindness, our attention, and our service, will we stand ready? And when our children are uncovered and left vulnerable for the world to see, will we stand ready? And when it comes to our Black and brown boys having equitable access to resources and opportunities and support they need to be successful in college and careers and in life, will we stand ready? Can we do more to support our Latinx students and their families with the necessary resources for their continued success? We can do more. We have to bury our children because of the gun violence in our city has not stopped and has a traumatic impact on our children and our schools. We cannot sit back and wait for someone else to react. It's going to take all of us, and we must stand ready. Are we ready? just like us, our children in Durham Public Schools are born with a purpose, and our job is to make sure we provide every tool and every resource necessary to help them fulfill their divine purpose. So thank you, Chairwoman Umstead and board members, for this opportunity to address our DPS stakeholders. This year, it has been evidence to the school board members across the state that this role is more than just policymaking. I stand ready to make decisions that are fair and equitable to all students. As we know, this school year has been filled with some major victories, but yet overshadowed by financial challenges, lack of transparency, and mistrust. In many situations in life, there are times when we need to say that we are sorry. So Durham, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that some of our focus may have shifted from the academic achievement of our students. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we are enduring a world of violence in our neighborhoods and in our schools. And for that, I am sorry. And to the students of Durham and to this school, if this school board, if this district or city has failed you in any way, I am sorry. And so I humbly ask for your forgiveness with hope that we heal together and that we trust each other as a district again, because our children deserve it. And as we move forward, we will make this right. Today is a new day. As a school board member, I stand ready to advocate for fairness in social and economic circumstances. I stand ready to secure resources that uplift marginalized and underrepresented groups. I stand ready to ensure that our schools are safe. I stand ready to champion our school district as a place where people feel valued. I stand ready to secure equal rights and opportunities for everyone in our community. I stand ready to restore the trust that has been broken. I stand ready. And I'm committed to creating an environment where every voice is heard. No matter what, we are here for children. I'm dedicated to fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion within Durham Public Schools. No matter what, we are here for the children. And I stand ready to contribute significantly to building a thriving, diverse, and inclusive community with our district for all students because I care. And I know you care too. So I'm looking forward to the collaboration of all of our local and state elected officials and our city and county government. We are all in this together. So I stand on the shoulders of the past board members who were steadfast in dedicating their time to this school board work. They advocated with boldness and conviction for our youth. And as to my fellow board members on this dais, I look forward to our time together on this board. I'm eager to collaborate and bring new perspectives from my training as an educator, offering an educator's voice to our discussions. I extend my hand in partnership. Together, we can forge a path forward that honors our shared commitment to education. And to the educators and staff, your tireless dedication inspires us all. Classified, certified, your work is the foundation upon which our successes are built. And to the parents and community members, your trust and support are the pillars that uphold our mission. And so I thank all of you for this honor. I thank you for your trust. I thank you for joining me in this noble endeavor. Let us move forward with purpose. Let us move forward with passion. Let us move forward with an unwavering belief that our best days are ahead. Our best days are now ahead. Please enroll your children in Durham Public Schools. We stand ready.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tab. We stand ready to work with you. I'm excited to see that vision realized. Ms. Harrell, you okay? Yes,
I didn't come prepared to say anything.
that's
Um,
okay.
I don't think that I have to.
I'm really excited to be sitting here with everyone who is up here. I appreciate how you have onboarded us and allowed us to be prepared for what is next. I'm very grateful to be in the seat. I'm very moved to have my family sitting here with me, and just really looking forward to what's to come. I am the cup half full. I'm excited about what's next. I'm excited about the movement that is happening. I'm excited for our schools. And I look forward to serving. So thank you very much.
The next item on our agenda is the election of officers. And so for that, I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Caddy Moore to conduct the elections.
Good morning. In a moment, I will call for nominations for the office of Chair of the Durham Public Schools Board of Education. The board will follow the procedure contained in new policy 2200. Nominations do not require a second. If more than one person is nominated, the board will vote on nominees in order of nomination. The first person to receive a majority of board members present is elected chair. Nominations are now in order for the office of board chair. Are there any nominations?
Superintendent Moore, I would like to nominate Millicent Rogers to serve as chair of the board.
Are there any other nominations? If not, nominations for the office of board chair are closed. Those in favor of Millicent Rogers as chair, say aye. Those opposed, say no.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
No.
Okay. Just checking. Millicent Rogers is elected chair by a vote of 5-1 and 1 abstention, I believe. I now pass the gavel to Millicent Rogers. Congratulations.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Nominations are in order for office of the vice chair. Are there any nominations?
Nominate Bettina Umstead.
I nominate Jessica Carter Alton.
Are there any other nominations?
Would like to withdraw my name from a nomination. Is that okay?
That's okay.
I'd like to just make some comments if I might. And share with folks what I'm struggling with this morning. I appreciate that. Good morning, and I want to wish a special congratulations to our newly sworn board colleagues, Joy Harold Goff and Wendell Tabb. We are so delighted to welcome you to join us in service to the Durham community. I believe in the democratic process, and I apologize that your first day as board members may cause you to wrestle on this vote. I believe that our new board members will ultimately decide this vote, and I would like to share my reasoning for supporting Bettina Umstead as our vice chair for what year are we in? Or 25. This has been weighing on me a lot, and I love this community. I'm actually advocating on behalf of our school system and our new superintendent, Dr. Lewis, for a concept more than a specific candidate. That concept is institutional memory and knowledge to support interim superintendent Moore and especially our newly appointed superintendent, Dr. Anthony Lewis. 24-25 has been the most challenging year ever for Durham Public Schools and for our district leadership. The pay debacle and harm have rocked our students, our staff, and our board. Throughout this challenge, Chair Umstead and Vice Chair Chavez have been extraordinarily dedicated leaders as we navigated these uncharted waters with grace, listening to every voice. Through many impossible votes, our board has achieved consensus. Most recently, we led a thorough and rapid superintendent search and unanimously chose Dr. Anthony Lewis as Durham's next superintendent. Dr. Lewis deserves our best and needs to be informed by the institutional memory and experiences of our leaders from this last chaotic year. I am grateful to Emily Chavez for her extraordinary service as our vice chair. Several months ago, she indicated that she wanted to step back from that leadership. Thankfully, former Chair Umstead is willing to serve as vice chair with Chair Rogers and ensure a smooth transition. Most boards in the community have an incoming and an ex officio president just to ensure a smooth transition. Our board leadership team has important public roles as parliamentarian and board spokesperson, but there are also critical roles behind the scenes that Ms. Umstead is best poised to support with Dr. Lewis. Meetings with city and county leaders, conversations with school and community leaders, conversations with leaders at NCCU, Durham Tech and Duke, built relationships with local elected officials like the county commissioners, Durham delegation, district attorney, judges, police chief and sheriff, membership and long-standing built relationships in the Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People and the People's Alliance, relationships with educators, the DPS Foundation, the Durham Association of Educators and Teamsters, relationships with marginalized members of our community, service both in the nonprofit sector and built relationships across the community and county, relationships with faith leaders, the ability to run a contested political campaign in Durham and win. Most importantly, this year, leadership and supervision of Dr. Mabenga, Dr. King, and Ms. Moore. Throughout this process, I have used my voice to lead this board to consensus as we center students and rebuilding trust. I have offered multiple solutions to bring consensus and preserve institutional knowledge in our leadership in order to support Durham Public Schools. I believe those ideas have been rejected in favor of 4 votes. This morning, I am asking you to support former Chair Bettina Umstead as our vice chair to serve alongside Chair Rogers. You all know that board chairs do not select their vice chair. This board of 7 reflects thoughtfully and chooses. This morning, I implore us all to be great on their behalf and lean into our shared values of bringing together all 7 of our voices to lead together for the students, educators, and families of Durham Public Schools. Thank you.
Ms. Umstead.
Ms. Byer, I really appreciate your comments. I think Durham Public Schools is in a time of transition, and I want to serve the board in whatever best way possible. Because I think, excuse me, y'all, what's best for our students is when our board is actually aligned. And in leadership, you serve at the service of the board. And so what the board's will is where I will go. I'm here to serve for our students. I think we have done a lot of work over the last 6 months and over the last 4 years under my leadership. Our students were brought back to school in a global pandemic. Our students have policies that support racial and equal justice and gender support, LGBTQIA. Throughout this pay debacle, we got a $27 million ask from our county commissioners. That means our educators are getting paid more and we can have retention and recruitment in our schools. We know that people are also going to get a raise this fall and our students are doing academic recovery. And we've been in the national news for the work that we've done, all in service of our students. And so again, leadership is about what the board wants. And so I humbly submit to what the board says. If it is of service to the board for me to serve, I'm happy to do that, but if not, I will not. That's okay. I will just take a moment now since I do have the microphone to say thank you to the people who have interceded for me. Thank you to the people who sent me most good wishes. Thank you to the Black women who have hugged me and hold me tight. I knew I was gonna cry this morning. I was trying not to do that. Service is not easy. You will always be challenged, and there's not decisions that make everyone happy. But when you hear everyone's voice and you center our students at the center, we will move and change, we will grow, and we will be the premier school district that we need to be. Lean into the 7 of us because we were duly elected. Our voices, we were elected because our voices and our perspectives matter, and every single one of them have to come to every single decision. My parents prayed this scripture over me a lot, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And I have peace with that. So board, it's your will, and I'm happy to serve, and that's okay. I'm still on this board, and I look forward to keeping our students at the center. We have a lot of work to do. We've done some good things, and we have so much more to do, and our students deserve us being a united front to make that work happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tabb.
Thank you. Thank you for your words, Ms. Umstead. I want the community to know why I'm abstaining today. And I think it's very important for you all to know my reasoning. I have shared my thoughts with every member up here on this dais of why I'm abstaining. I asked this board if they could come to a unanimous decision, and I would support that. Because it was not a unanimous decision, I am abstaining. Because I do not want to walk into a situation where I'm already being put against my board members on the first vote as soon as I take office. And so I just wanted to make sure that you all knew why I was abstaining. It's a tough position to be in, and the first vote that you walk into, you got to make a decision on your situation of who's going to be chair and who's going to be vice chair. But I support whatever decisions are made. I am going to support this board, and I'm going to work hard for children. So whatever the outcome is, just know I'm going to support every member that's on this board, even though I'm abstaining for the vote for the reasons that I stated. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Harrell?
I feel compelled to explain why I am not abstaining at this point. I also have had an opportunity to speak with all of the board members and felt solid about the decision that I was making based on my belief in movement, the health of succession, and my belief that a governing body, that every single person in a governing body is almost equal, they're equally weighted. And so I'm excited that everybody is looking forward to really working as a conglomerate and supporting everybody in everyone's role. So I wanted to notice that I am going to make a decision today, and it is informed from having spoken to everyone on the board and thinking about how a governing body can work as an organism, as a living body that, you know, where everything is equally weighted. And I also want to say, I believe that succession is a part of that leadership. Succession is a part of movement and a part of growth. And we all need to be prepared for it in everyone's seat. At any moment, any one of us could not be here. So, wanted to explain why I am. All right, thank you.
Thank you all for your comments.
Chair Rogers, if Chair Umstead is elected as vice chair, are you willing to serve with her?
I serve at the will of the board. Those in favor? I'm sorry.
Just for a second. So your policy does not allow a board member to abstain unless the board member has a conflict. It's a little tricky in election situations when there are two candidates well, let me go on. So what happens under your policy is a failure to be excused by a majority vote of the remaining members present will be recorded as an affirmative vote. I was gonna reach out to Mr. Tab after the meeting, and the first vote, it didn't matter since there were 5 votes, so I didn't say anything at that point. But I guess what we would have to decide is that if his plan is to abstain, then we may have to actually have the board vote separately on each candidate, in which case you would vote for and against, and his abstention would be recorded as a positive vote, if that makes sense. That's
The language here is to vote for or against each candidate.
right. So what I'm saying is that all 7 members would vote on candidate number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if let's say it's a 3-3 vote and he abstains, then his abstention would be counted as a
The
positive
positive.
vote. And then the first person nominated would then be elected. I just want to make sure we're clear.
Thank you very much, Attorney Malone. I was very clear with what I was doing, and I knew that that's what would happen. Thank you.
Those in favor of Ms. Umstead as vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no.
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 I abstain.
The vote did not carry. Can we do a roll call vote? Should we do a roll call vote? There was 1. 1, 2, 4. 1 to
Aye.
4. No, this is for Ms. Umstead. 1 to 4. So you voted no, or,
I voted no.
okay. So let me call out the results of the vote. It was 1 to 4 in favor of not Ms. Umstead as vice chair.
I did vote for myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. 2 to 1, 2 to 4. And 1 abstention.
So the vote would be technically recorded as 3
to
in
4
favor and
of Ms.
4
Umstead
against.
and 4
Correct.
against.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you. Those in favor of Ms. Carter Otten, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say no.
No.
Ms. Carter Otten has been elected Vice Chair of the Durham Public Schools Board of Education by a vote of 4-1 with 2 abstentions. Congratulations. I'm sorry, 4-3. Recorded as 4-3?
Yeah, it would be recorded as 4-3. I'm assuming that we're treating the silence of one member as an abstention. So yeah, that would be 4-3.
So his abstention counts as a yes.
Right, so that would be a yes. And then, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong number. So both abstentions would be yeses.
So then it's 6-1.
I think that's right. I'm sorry, I did my math wrong in my head, sorry.
6-1. Thanks all. Over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of serving as a member of the Durham Public Schools Board of Education. Now I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve as chair of this board. We are on the precipice of change here in DPS, welcoming 2 new school board members, Ms. Joy Harrell and Mr. Wendell Tabb, a new board leadership team, and a new superintendent. I want to thank my colleagues for their trust, and to those with whom I haven't worked closely, I look forward to earning your trust as we ensure our schools work for all kids and prepare them for the path ahead. To our outgoing chair and vice chair, thank you for your hard work and your tireless dedication to board leadership. Colleagues, as we set out to continue our work together, I'm reminded of a passage from Michelle Obama's In the Light We Carry. I believe that each of us carries a bit of inner brightness, something entirely unique and individual, a flame that's worth protecting. When we're able to recognize our own light, we become empowered to use it. When we learn to foster what's unique in the people around us, we become better able to build compassionate communities and make meaningful change. I'm thankful we'll have a chance to continue learning from you, Ms. Umstead and Ms. Chavez, and working with you as members of this board. I'm especially grateful for the generous scholarships that have allowed us all the opportunity to go to School Board Partners Conference, Our Collective Power, together. I'm excited to have this unique learning experience for all of us to make meaningful change in Durham together. And to the Durham community, we have some work ahead of us, and we're grateful for your support. Ms. Carter Otten, do you have any words that you'd like to share?
I'm honored to have been selected for this leadership role, and I'm grateful for the trust that my colleagues have placed in me. I do not take this responsibility lightly, and I know that I have big shoes to fill. It is my vision that this progressive, largely ideologically aligned board has what it needs to effectively and efficiently govern in a way that advances the positive changes that are needed in Durham Public Schools. That means that all board members have the robust training, professional development, and information they need to make sound decisions. It means that this board operates using a governance framework to provide structure to our work with clearly defined roles and responsibilities to ensure that we're working in partnership with the superintendent while we hold them accountable for the outcomes that we want to see. In the role as vice chair, putting these systems and structures in place to facilitate more efficient, effective governance will be my priority. This board is composed of an incredible group of individuals who bring a wealth of experiences to the role. And I believe that together we can govern in a way that results in improved outcomes and experiences for our students, and that we can be the board of education that our students and our staff need and deserve. Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is the Durham Public Schools Board of Education 24-25 meeting schedule. Colleagues, have you had an opportunity to review?
I move that we approve the 24-25 meeting schedule.
Second.
Been moved by Ms. Chavez, seconded by Ms. Spire to approve the 2024-2025 meeting schedule. All those in favor, say aye.
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 The meeting schedule passes unanimously. Thank you. And then we also have a closed session to discuss personnel.
Move that we go into closed session for the reasons stated on the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Spire, seconded by Ms. Umstead to go into closed session to discuss personnel matters. All in favor, say aye.
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 We are now in closed session. We are now back in open session. Board members,
Madam Chair, I have a motion that we approve the second addendum to Caddy Moore's employment contract. In the interim and the interim employment contract for the week of August 10th, 2024.
Second.
it's been moved by Ms. Umstead to approve the addendum of Ms. Caddy Moore's contract and intern employment. Second addendum, I'm sorry, intern employment contract, and seconded by Ms. Byer. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, say no. It approved unanimously. And with that, we are adjourned.